Let's have a look at the 4 different types of vignette in Color Efex Pro 4 in NIK collection. Hello my friends, how are you doing? My name is Olivio, I'm a professional designer. Let's get started. So in Affinity Photo, to load the Color Efex Pro filter, go up to Filters, Plugins, NIK collection, and then Color Efex Pro 4. After the image has loaded, click here on All on the left top side to see all of the filters and scroll down. Here you will find the Vignette filter, the Vignette blur, and the Vignette lens. And the 4th hidden Vignette filter in Affinity Photo is up here and is called Dark Light Center. So let's start with the first one, which is the classic Vignette filter, but it has some nice adjustments to it. First of all, up here you can select the color of the vignette to set it to anything you want. Sometimes you don't want to have a dark black vignette, and also this gives you the choice when you, for example, select white as a color to have a bright vignette instead. So this can be very useful. But you can also use the color picker to choose any kind of color you want, and the vignette will change to that. Now below that we have the vignette shapes. There are 4 different shapes. The first one is basically round. The second one is elliptical and wide. The third one is rectangular, and the 4th one is also rectangular. It looks a little bit strange right now. This is because of the settings below. So you can see here it says adapt edges. So this will look at the edges you have in the image and adjust the vignette accordingly. For the 4th, this is pretty extreme, so you probably want to have this at 0, and now you can see again we have a rectangular shape. So this is good for classic effects when you want to simulate classic cameras or kind of more artistic styles. Usually you would have an elliptical or round vignette. So let's go back to our second option here to have an elliptical vignette. And you can see with the adapted edges, this is looking at what is happening in the image and pulling it into the image based on the shapes it finds. Now there's a little bit of a risk here when you use adaptive edges, is that you get these glowing edges. So when you see this, just turn this back until the glowing edges go away. The second one is the transition. This is of course how fast the transition is from the bright part to the dark part of the vignette. So if you want to have a very soft one, set it to 100%. But you can of course adjust it to any kind of taste you want. The next one is the size, of course, which makes the vignette smaller or bigger. So if you just want to have a smidge of it, you can set it to 0%, and you can see the edges here are getting a little bit darker. Below that, of course, also we have the opacity, which gives you a second chance to set how strong the vignette is, in this case also with the darkness. Now here we have another feature that is pretty cool for vignettes. Let's set the opacity high so we see our vignette, and this is the center point, because not always do you want to have the vignette right in the middle. So I can click here on this little point and then click somewhere in the image, and you can see now the vignette had moved over to that point. So this is very useful when I want to highlight different areas of the image. For example, I have a person standing over there and I just want to take a little bit attention away from the rest, or there is a doorway which I have photographed through. I want to take the rest a little bit darker. Then I can place the center of my vignette into the doorway and work like that. So this is a rather classic vignette. Now let's look at the second choice we have, and this is a blur vignette. And you can immediately see that the task here is that the vignette is not changing the brightness, or mostly not changing the brightness. Instead, it is blurring the image. Usually you want to probably have a very soft blur, so you can reduce the opacity. You see this will take most of the blur away, but you can also of course have a pretty strong blur if you want to. Now let's go through the settings here again. We have of course again the shape. Here we have less different shapes. We only have 3 different shapes. So again we have the round shape, the elliptical wide shape, and then the rectangular shape. Again, we have our transition here that defines how softly it goes from the sharp part to the soft part. And then of course we also have our size, and we have the opacity, and we can again place the center anywhere where you want. This can be used very nicely for artistic effects and to make your image more of a classic look and an interesting artistic expression. So it's actually a really cool filter, and it combines really well with the other vignettes because, as you might know, in Color Efex Pro you can stack the different filters. So let's leave it like this. Let's reduce the opacity a bit so only the outside is blurred, and then click here on Add Filter and use the classic vignette that we had from before. And so now you can see that the outside is getting darker and it is getting blurrier at the same time, which brings us a lot more center focus in the image. Okay, let's remove that vignette again, and I will replace this vignette with our lens vignette. Now, what is the difference between the classic vignette and the lens vignette? Let me show you. It's really interesting. I will make the size a little bit smaller, and then I will also adjust here the shape and the brightness. And you can see here on the edges where it goes from the bright to the dark, we have a change in the saturation and a little bit also in the color. This is more like how the film would react to that if the lens gets darker on the outside, if you have this kind of effect from the light not hitting the film enough. So actually a real lens vignette effect on your film, on your classic analog film. So that is really interesting. It's not just getting dark, it really has this kind of color change, and that makes it much more interesting, much more natural than the classic vignette would be. So compare this. Again, look here at that area, how this becomes darker, more saturated, a darker blue at the same time. Now I click on the vignette filter, and you see in comparison, this is just getting darker. It looks a little bit desaturated even just because of the darkness. It's not getting less saturated, but the effect here looks a lot more artificial once you know the difference. Let's go to our last hidden vignette filter, and this is dark and light center. Now what we can do here is, again, we have our shapes, in this case only two shapes. We have the round shape and the elliptical wide shape. And we can now adjust the luminosity of our center and of our border separately. In this case, we can't make it completely dark. We can just make it a little bit darker, but again, in a more natural way. You can see there's also more saturation coming in. So it looks as you would expect on a classic analog film. So that is pretty cool. And then, as you can see here, I can adjust the center separately from that. So I can create more attention in that area. And this is meant to be a very soft kind of vignette that you hardly notice. And it looks more like the natural light in the image has been different. So this is kind of a hidden, invisible vignette that at the same time gives you a really good effect. And of course, at the same time, we can place our center where we want it to have, and we can also adjust our center size. So you can see with these 4 different types of vignettes, you can get really amazing results. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. And of course, thank you to all my Patreon supporters and my YouTube channel members. See you soon. Bye.